Hey Canucks fans, welcome to the Line Change postgame show. The Vancouver Canucks have defeated the Chicago Blackhawks by a score of 3-2 in a shootout. The Canucks win on back-to-back nights and are now 2-0 to start this 5-game road trip. Now, before we break down and recap this game, I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to my sponsor, Gasjack Art, the one responsible for making this incredible artwork you see behind me. And you guys can check him out yourselves at gasjackart.com. There is a link to his website in the description down below. Now, to start things off, I have a couple little stats for you guys. After this win, the Canucks have now tied a franchise record for longest win streak against a single opponent, having won now 11 straight against the Blackhawks. The other two teams were the San Jose Sharks and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Also, another little stat for you, Jake DeBrusk has now set a new career high for shots on goal in the game with 10. His previous high was 9, and he did so on his 29th birthday. So happy birthday to Jake DeBrusk, who also scored a goal tonight, which we will get to in the post-game show. Now, we will be joined a little bit later by Gerald again. Back-to-back nights, Gerald will be joining us to break down this game. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the goals that we saw. Obviously, we'll start off with the first goal of the game, which was unfortunately by the Chicago Blackhawks. It was on the power play by Ryan Donato at 12 minutes and 41 seconds. It was a tip-in. Let's go ahead and check out the goal visualizer. As you can see here, Chicago has it at the line and moved in front of the net. And as you can see there, Donato puts it in the net. Second goal of the game was Tyler Bertuzzi, scored at 19:14 of the second period, or first period rather, just at the very end there. And as we take a look at the visualizer, Bedard moves it over there behind the net. Bertuzzi brings it back out to the line, and Bertuzzi is able to pounce on the rebound and get it past Lankinen. So moving on to the second period, Jake DeBrusk, who we just talked about, the birthday boy, would score his first of the season on the power play at 6:49 of the second period. Let's take a look at the goal visualizer. Garland passes it up to Besser, who then moves it back to Hughes, who passes it over to Garland, who throws it in front of the net, and DeBrusk is able to pounce on it and get on the rebound. I believe he took a couple hacks at it, and it finally went in. Moving on to Max Sasson scores his second of the season, his second goal in 2 nights, having been called up after Braden Coots was sent down at 13:42 of the second period. Let's take a look at the goal visualizer. As you can see here, R.J. Baines with the puck here in the corner. Moves it over to Carlson, who moves it over to Hronek, who passes it over to Sasson, who buries it unquestionably. So that was it for goals for the rest of the game. Moving on to the shootout. Unfortunately, they do not have the goal visualizer for the shootout, but Toivo Teravainen did not score. Elias Pettersson did not score. Connor Bedard did not score. Connor Garland did not score. Neither did Frank Nazar. Neither did Jake DeBrusk. Boy, would that have been quite the icing on the cake if DeBrusk was able to bury one on his birthday to go along with his goal during the game. Ryan Donato was stopped. Then you had Brock Besser, Brocktober coming alive with the game-winning goal in the shootout. Now moving on, the shots on goal in this game were 33-32 in favor of Chicago. So the Canucks were only behind by one single shot by the end of this game. Moving down, shots in the period were 15-13 in favor of Chicago in the first period, 10-4 in favor of Chicago in the second, and then the Canucks were able to outshoot Chicago in that third period, 12-7. They also outshot them in overtime, 3-1. So as I said, 33-32 by the end of the game. Face-off percentage was 58.2% for the Chicago Blackhawks, 41.8% for the Vancouver Canucks, a 39 out of 67 for the Blackhawks, and a 28 out of 67 for the Canucks. When it came to power plays, the Blackhawks were 33.3%, 1 for 3, while the Canucks were 16.7% and 1 for 6. 14 penalty minutes for the Blackhawks, 8 for the Canucks. The hits were 26-19 in favor of the Canucks. Block shots were even at 10 apiece. Giveaways were 13-11. Blackhawks had 13, Canucks had 11, and then takeaways were 6 for 12. Blackhawks winning that between the two teams. So there we go. Let's go ahead and bring on Gerald and get his thoughts on the game.
Hey Ty, how's it going, man?
Doing all right. Hey, at least this Canucks win means I'll be sleeping decently tonight.
Yeah, because Sunday's gonna be an early one, right?
Yes. So what are your overall impressions on the game and how the Canucks played? Was there anything you liked in particular, like a player who stood out to you in this game?
I actually took some notes this time for the game. Because last time it was so ad hoc, like
Mm-hmm.
and we just went all over the place. So I mean in general, I think it was a good game. It was better than anticipated. I thought it was. I think yesterday we were talking about how this was a trap game, and uh, it did kind of seem like that. It kind of seemed like yesterday's game, the 2-0 start.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing Bluger back on, that was amazing. Just having that influx and the face-offs. I think you pulled up the face-offs here. So how did you do? 31%.
Yeah, let's see if I can actually get this a little bit bigger.
So 4 for 13. Okay.
There we go.
Because at the beginning of the game, watching the face-offs, I think he won most of them. So I guess later on during the game, he started losing a few more.
Yeah. It was 4 for 9. So he won 4 and lost 9 faceoffs. Teddy Bluger.
Yeah.
So he was a
So
31%.
yeah, I mean it's his first game.
Yeah.
It's okay. But to have him in was great. The only question was I think we kind of talked about it yesterday when Bluger does come back. Who goes out? So Ratu obviously came out this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt like yeah, that was probably the only option. Because with the Abby line looking Abby Calder line that they have now, um, they were great today. So if you were to take out Baines or if you were to take out, you can't take out Sasson after one game, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Ratu was the obvious choice, and you know, thankfully it worked out. But in my opinion, I think they should put Ratu on the wing. And I think Doc is going to be kind of my whipping boy for the season for some reason. It's just I don't. It feels like every time the puck gets to him, it's a dead play. It just dies. So to have Ratu on the wing with Sherwood and Bluger, that would have been great. Because if one gets waved out, you still have another person to do the face-offs. Because I think during the game, Sherwood was the one that took the face-off after Bluger was waved out.
Hmm.
So to have Ratu there as an option, that would be great. Um, and yeah, it's another note that I put. I was like, wow, PD got a shot in under 10 minutes, which is great. He ended up with 2 shots, but it's also unfair because I think he had another shot that didn't count. I think it went off the stick of Spencer,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't count. But I mean, at the end of the game, he still had two shots. Um, and he, you're seeing a bit of vintage Petey in OT, I would say,
Mhm.
because I think he had that sort of drive. He's like, yeah, I got to finish this. I have to finish this.
Mhm.
So in OT, you had him go in. He held it on a little too long as usual, but he ended up going in, tried to win it. It didn't. He couldn't flick it up. That was the end of it. And then in the shootouts, uh, a dangle too much, or else he might have gotten the goal. I mean, even after that point when he got that puck up and it hit the crossbar, I don't think it would have counted anyways because there was like a backward movement of some sort. But in general, overall, I think PD is getting back there. It's trending in the right way.
Mhm.
It's the second game in a row that we're seeing a bit more from him. Last game, more defensively. This game, I think he had a steal. Um, Took a little too long to pass to. I mean, Mancini still got the shot off in the second period, but he could have swung it to Garland, who was coming in, or he could have gone in himself. Like he had a little too much time. What do you
Mhm.
think?
Yeah, for sure. That was actually one of my next questions was is PD cursed? I was kind of going a little crazy over on X, kind of giving PD the gears like shoot the puck instead
Yeah,
of like passing it over. And I think a lot of people were saying the same thing. Even Doodle was like, PD, for the love of God, shoot the puck. But
yeah,
yeah, that chance in OT, was it OT? Where
yeah.
he
OT.
he dangled his way through. I was like, that's when I was like, okay, this guy's got to be cursed. Like, how do you not bury that? But kudos to Spencer Knight. He absolutely robbed him on that. Like,
Yeah.
that was highway robbery right there. I even did like the little Jeter hat tip, for Spencer Knight, because that was, most goalies, he would have put that past them. But Spencer
Oh
Knight
yeah.
stopped him. And yeah, that was really when I was like, this guy's got to be cursed. Like, come on, like, these got to, at least one of these has to go in.
Right.
But yeah,
I mean,
it's like,
even yesterday, that
yeah.
that goal with Doc in there, and he came in and he was off by maybe like a centimeter or two, like half
Mhm.
less than half an inch. If the
Yeah.
puck crossed the line, that would have been his first goal.
Yeah. And
It's kind of
this
that year.
same thing almost happened tonight where he just whiffed on it, where he was in the crease and just whiffed on it. I think Quinn like put it towards the net and PD just whiffed on it and it just
Yeah.
slid underneath the heel of his stick. Um, but yeah, it's like what you alluded to with the shots. He had more than one shot on goal, so there you go, Justin. He had more than one shot.
I
I
was
mean,
noticing that. I was noticing when his first shot was. That's why I had to keep note of it just for
yeah,
Justin.
yeah. I noticed that as well. I think I even tweeted about that, saying like I believe it was that shot that went off Knight's stick. I personally, I would have counted that since it actually
Yeah.
touched the goaltender.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I
That's
was like, I could have sworn that was so he should have had at least three shots on goal if that was the
yeah.
case. But he did have six attempts, so yes, that's kind of positive. But at the same time, It's like what you asked me yesterday. Like why do you think he's you know struggling to shoot? Maybe it's because he's thinking too much.
Oh yeah, it definitely is, like
Yeah.
right now. But I mean, at the end of the game, he still thinking a little too much, but at least he's feeling it and he's going
Mhm.
for it, right? As opposed to in the previous four games or the first three games, you don't see that PD. It just felt like the same PD of last year, where he's
Mhm.
hesitant on shooting, always passing, looking for the perfect pass as opposed to just going in and cranking it.
Yeah.
Beginning of this game, technically he had two shots, so one of the or two shot attempts, and I was like, wow, okay, so this is how it's going to start. So it was a good start. Definitely trending in the right direction, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. And just looking at here, he had 21 minutes and 34 seconds time on ice. Quinn hit 30 for the first time this season. Um,
That's not going to sustain.
no, no, definitely not. You would think Foot would have learned from Talkett last year,
Yeah,
especially this early in the season. I don't know doing that now is such a good idea. Maybe later on in the season when you're really like in the thick of things.
Yeah.
But 5 games in, I think that's a mistake, and that's also like what Matt mentioned earlier today. You know, you're seeing some of his inexperience as a coach already, and I think this is one of them. You know, him playing Quinn 30 minutes, game 5.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, I watched the interview a bit. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch the shorts. Yeah, I do kind of agree with Matt in terms of the call-ups and the practices, like having Coots at practice and not sassing up. But hell, come on, man. Sasson has a goal every game,
yeah,
a goal in each of his Abby games and a goal in each of his Canucks games. You know, he has more goals than Petey. He
yeah.
came up here. He's a goal a game. Petey's one assist. Did he get an assist today? I can't. I don't even
I
remember.
don't
I
think
don't think
Petey
so.
got an assist today. No.
So out of 5 games, he has 1 assist and averaging 1 shot a game. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep busting on him. I mean, he played well today, so we'll give him the
Yeah,
benefit of the doubt. But the shots guy today had to be the birthday boy.
yeah,
What
for
was
sure.
it? 10 shots?
Yeah, 10 shots on
Oh
goal.
my
It
God.
was yeah.
How many were actually attempted or all 10 shots stuck?
He only missed 2.
Okay, so 12 attempts then, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So 10 shots on 12 attempts, which is still pretty darn good.
Dude, like this guy, it should be his birthday every day. You know, like
Yeah.
taking 12 shots a game, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I was a little skeptical on DeBrus today, and then he just shows us up. Because yesterday he had 0 shots, today 12 attempted shots, 10 hit. Um, yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, like I said, just wish it was his birthday every day. And but I feel like he's it's coming. The tear is gonna come as he's so streaky. It's
Mhm.
you never know. It's probably gonna be like a 5 game bender where he's gonna at least get a point in each game.
Yeah, I definitely think this is maybe the start of that bender he goes on. Like he got a goal tonight, had 10 shots on goal. Maybe we'll see this is the start of a streak that continues on against Washington. Although Washington has been playing very well, they're 4-1 to start the season.
Yeah.
Um, so it's probably going
I
to
think
be
they only lost their home opener, right?
I don't have that up, but all I know is that they are 4-1. Yeah, I just simply Googled Capitals.
Another thing I kind of I'll take a look for it, but
Yeah.
another thing that I kind of wanted to touch on was what did you think of that first penalty?
First penalty. That
So the one
was.
on Kiefer Sherwood dropping the gloves.
I thought that was a little weak. And actually, that was one of the things I was actually going to ask you. I was like in and out for the first period just because the
Yeah,
Jays game and doing all those shorts for with Matt. I wasn't as in tuned into the first period.
yeah.
But I did think the officiating was a little weak in this game, especially knowing that
Oh,
what's his name
100%.
was one of the referees.
Sutherland?
Yeah. But I also think as much as we love Todd, I think he clearly didn't pass that on to uh, Tyler Bertuzzi. Like if that was Todd, Todd would have dropped the gloves
Oh yeah.
in
I
a
mean,
heartbeat.
he just went down and I don't even know what the hell he was doing, but
Yeah.
I think apparently there was a slash before that, and
Hmm.
that's why Sherwood was really pissed off and then dropped his gloves just
Yeah.
to probably get the game going, get
Yeah.
the sort of the momentum, and so there would have been a slash on on Bertuzzi, and then it would have been an instigation on Sherwood, and I think he would have could have gotten a 5 minute for that.
Hmm.
So yeah, that I don't know because according to the rules, it should be automatic 5 minute if and an instigation if you drop your gloves and the other party doesn't drop their gloves.
Yeah.
So that was a questionable call. The second questionable call would have been um, on the first Bertuzzi goal. So the
Hmm.
second goal of the game. Uh, there's definitely, like I said, Doc. I'm sorry, like kind of my whipping boy at this point, but there was a defensive lap there. There
Hmm.
was definitely a defensive lap there, and secondly, it should have been goaltender interference before it got to the goal. So this is probably why the goal that was called back in the third was a makeup for that. Even though
Okay.
it was, it's not really a 50-50, but you can tell he obviously tried. They said they tried to poke the puck, but you move the whole pad, then it would have been a save if the stick wasn't there, right?
Hmm.
So that was the right call. But I think it would have been a makeup for the one in the second in the first period where he obviously kind of bulldozed over Lanky. He lost his stick, and then Lanky made a save, and then the goal happened. So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, in general, the whole game, I think there were a few questionable calls.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad you brought up the Bertuzzi potential goaltender interference. I definitely thought that should have been, and I have to agree with
Yeah,
you. I do think that call in the third period was a makeup call because they didn't. I mean, honestly, watching this, I thought Bertuzzi should have had at least 5 penalties in this game. I mean, there was the trip in the third period on Garland that was missed. Um,
oh yeah. Well, no, that was a makeup for sure. There were
yeah,
two makeups.
yeah,
Um, and then I think there was another one on PD.
yeah. Well, yeah, because
So
I think Petey got tripped up.
yeah, so PD got tripped up. Garland could have gotten one but didn't. Like
Yeah,
it happened on Garland first, and then PD got tripped up, and people like I don't know
yeah,
that if we were in Vancouver, people would have been yelling, but that
yeah,
would have been a makeup for that Garland one.
yeah.
Just to go back, Washington. So Washington lost to Boston 3-1 on their home opener. And then ever since then, they've been on a 4 game winning streak. One against the Islanders, 4-2, Rangers 1-0, overtime against the Lightning 3-2, and then tonight 5-1 when Ovi got his 898th goal. So potentially on Sunday at 9:30 Pacific time or 12:30 in Eastern time, that game Ovi might get his 900. What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I could for sure see it happening, especially with the way the Canucks have been playing the last at least 2 games anyway. I don't think they'll have a chance if they go down 2-0 for the fifth straight game. I don't think they'll be able to pull that magic out again. At least not against the Caps, who have shown they're a really good team this year. Um, but yeah, I think this might be the one branch in our road trip against the Caps. I mean, you can never count out the Caps. So
Yeah, I mean the Caps are playing strong. They actually do have a really good team.
mm,
Wilson, Pierre Luc Dubois, obviously Ovi, and that new rookie. Uh,
yeah, yeah, protest.
yeah,
Yeah,
Protus. So um, yeah, it's gonna be a tough challenge for the Canucks on Sunday, especially given the early start. And Canucks tend to do poorly with early starts.
hmm,
They have a travel day tomorrow, and then not even a morning skate. It's like, boom, let's go. Let's
yeah,
get the game going. So
yeah. Especially with the way they've played in the first period, the last 4 games too.
yeah. Um, the one of the goals, the first power play goal for Donato, uh, that is a questionable sort of lapse right there because PD definitely didn't even see him. He was just standing right beside the net. PD had his back to him, or this is Marcus Pettersson had his back towards him, and it was like a tapping goal. So there was a bit of lack of communication on that goal in the first. And what led to that power play was a weak slash on Kane on that breakaway, which, yeah, another thing about the questionable sort of refereeing today.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just looking at it back on the visualizer. And yeah, I see what you mean about Pedersen giving it away around the boards there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I wanted to comment on too. It seems like every game, Kane's had at least one penalty. Like he's, we talk about, this person's, a goal per game. I guess Sasson in this case. Well, Kane's like a penalty per game right now, which
So was
we were all,
Myers.
yeah, we were all concerned about when he was traded. Um, so hopefully that can turn around and he can stop, getting these penalties called on him, because it's really kind of showing, that he's, being maybe a little bit sloppy when it comes to the penalties. I did, like you
Oh,
said,
he
think
is.
that Slash was a little weak. But at the same time, you need to stay out of the box.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just being more responsible, I think.
Hmm.
Not giving the refs an opportunity to give you a penalty. But in general, like he wasn't aside from that penalty, I don't think he was that noticeable. I mean, last game that chip to Heedle was a great
Hmm.
pass,
Oh yeah.
timed perfectly. So yeah, you'll have flashes of Kane here and there. But when Hoglander comes back, that's kind of another question, like who slots out? Because on the left wing, you'll have Kane, you'll have Hoglander, you'll have Baines, and who else?
Doc maybe.
Yeah, and Doc. So
Yeah.
of the four, who do you pull out? Would you sit Kane or would you sit Doc? I mean, obviously, it's a no-brainer for me. I would sit Doc, but is Kane going to be playing 82 games? The guy's 34 already, right?
Yeah.
So there could be some games like rest for him.
Hmm. I mean, he's already
Um,
played 5, so
yeah, because I don't even know when the last time he played a full season. He was injured the season before, and then he played playoffs, right?
yeah. I think you'd have to go back to maybe his San Jose days when he played an actual full season, or maybe actually he might not have even played a full season.
Even with San Jose, I don't think he played a full 82. So going back all the way rookie year with Atlanta, all the way in, he's never played a full 82 game season. The most that he had was 75 with San Jose, and this was 2018, 2019, which is his second year with San Jose. And then before that, in Buffalo, Max was 70, Winnipeg 74, Thrashers 73. So, and then Oilers in 23, 24, he played 77 games. So I would say probably hovering around the 70 game mark this year. And then you'll have an option to throw in, some players in.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, he must have I know WHL isn't a full 82 game season, but that must have
Yeah.
been the longest he's played is with the Giants, like his
Oh yeah.
career wise. So
I don't
I'm
have
not
those
sure if it
stats.
shows Giants.
I can go back on that. See
I mean,
here.
Puckpedia might show it.
I don't think Puckpedia would have it. It's just yeah, it's just the NHL. Actually, no, wait, let's see here.
I mean, it
Yeah,
might,
just the
might have
NHL.
might have also been a really long time ago too. So before they probably
It was before
retract that stuff.
Puckpedia for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Um,
at the end of the day,
yeah,
hopefully he gets at least 70 games.
yeah. Hopefully 70 games. I mean, same with Heedle. If he can
Mm-hmm.
get 70 games, I think I'd be happy to.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, let's see here. What else? In the second, yeah. So another thing for for PD was in the second, I think around the 7 to 9 minute mark, there was Garland kind of got a steal or tipped. PD got the steal, held it way too long, and they threw it out to Mancini for the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So there were other options aside from Mancini taking the shot. He could have, if he was waiting that long, he could have just dropped it to Garley for a shot, or he could have gone in for a shot. So at
Mm-hmm.
that point, he wasn't feeling it. I mean, he had so much time.
Yeah.
So in overtime, that was what he should have done. What he did in overtime, that's what he should have done at that point in the second period. Um, and then other things I noticed was Abby line was great. Baines, you know, he was doing the dirty work. It was because
Oh
of
yeah.
Baines that did the dirty work. He didn't get an assist on it, didn't get a secondary because it got flung out to Carlson. Carlson then threw it to Hronik. Hronik pretends to shoot and passes over to Sasson, who taps it in after being
Yeah.
mulled by Dickinson.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great work by the Abby Calder line, and hopefully that continues. Um, and then yeah, Lanky pretty much saved their behind this game. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was in it today. Just
Yeah.
so many amazing shots. The one that like in I think it was in the second against Bedard.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. If that goal went in, it would have been a different game.
Oh yeah, and I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Bedard's actually scored against us.
No.
I think
He has
someone pointed that out on Twitter.
no, he doesn't. He doesn't have one goal against the Canucks. He might have an assist, but he doesn't have a goal against the Canucks. And
Yeah.
in one of my chats, we were joking about yeah, let's keep it that way. Let's make sure he doesn't get points or goals against the Canucks in his career.
Yeah, yeah. I think someone said something on Twitter, going like, "Well, if you can't beat them, join them."
Join on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you just mentioned Dickinson. Were you disappointed there was no quote unquote revenge on Jason Dickinson in this game?
Oh yeah, 100%. I
Yeah.
think you know, because Sherwood, I still remember that interview. It was a post-game interview with Sherwood,
Mm-hmm.
and he was really jacked about it. And he said that, yeah, we don't get to meet again until next season. So this is the first game. I was assuming
Yeah.
that, man, something's like I'm not saying he had to be injured, but at least
No.
shove him around a few times, you know, finish off some checks, not to actually have a fight with him. I mean, it would have been great if he did have a fight, but just to
Yeah.
show him, hey, you can't mess with our guy. Hedo's out for the rest of the season after that.
Yeah.
It was a dirty head hit. Like it's unacceptable. And even I think Dickinson was interviewed today and said, yeah, if today's the game, it is what it is. Like I don't have a
Mm.
choice, right? So, you know, lucky for him, he was they didn't do anything, right?
Yeah. Did you notice? Actually, I think it was in the first, maybe in the first period, Hedo and Dickinson faced off on the face-off, and they kind of did like a close-up shot of both of them. And I actually sent out a tweet going, "Ooh, they have Hedo versus Dickinson on the face-off. I wonder what's going to happen." And I think Hedo ended up winning the face-off. I think, I'm not sure, but I noticed that right away that they had Hedo versus Dickinson on the face-off.
Yeah, but to be very honest, I don't think Heedle has the balls to do anything.
No,
Because
no,
if he does anything again this year, oh, it'll be like a line ball, right?
yeah. But I just thought it was interesting that they had those two facing off, like on the face-off. Um, but that's right then. is when I thought something might go down. And I think this was around the same time that whole Sherwood Bertuzzi stuff happened. I think that happened
Yeah,
shortly afterwards. But yeah,
Sherwood was probably in the penalty box then, at that
yeah,
point.
yeah. It was very brief during the game that they zoomed in on both of them about to take the face off. So,
Yeah. Were there any players that were unnoticeable to you?
um, I mean, through the first couple periods, maybe I'd say maybe Besser. I didn't really notice him too much in the first.
Yeah.
In the second, but I obviously noticed him in the third and then in overtime and then the shootout. But maybe
Yeah.
him. Didn't really notice Heedle a whole too much, except for that, face off uh, in the first and maybe the second. Uh, One person I didn't really notice until later, I guess maybe the second period, was maybe DPD. But then I did notice him, when he had that little shoving match with, I think it was Donato,
Yeah.
when Donato got called for that penalty, which I think, speaking of that, actually, on that note, that Chicago coach, what was it with his looks on the bench? Like, for
The,
every
the,
Blackhawks penalty, he was like, had this dumbfounded look on his face. It's like, what, you think you're not going to get called for a penalty? Like,
I
every
don't
time,
know. It just, yeah, every time there was a penalty, they would zoom in on him, and he
yeah,
was just seemed so dumbfounded. Like it was just like, what's going on? Like, is that a penalty? Or like
yeah.
the one that he challenged
Oh, man, don't
on the
even get me
Bertuzzi,
started on
like that was, why would you even challenge it? Yeah, it's such a huge risk, and then you put the other team on a penalty or on a power play, which the Canucks didn't capitalize again. I think if you look at the stats today, they went 0 for 5, 0 for 6 on
that.
the power play, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
But
I
yeah, no,
totally know.
I just,
I
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I noticed what you were saying about the coach.
Yeah, I think it was Bick Nazar even like tweeted out like a screen cap of like one portion of it, and when they did the whole challenge thing, he tweeted about it saying like, "This is what I think of like challenging," or something like that. You can probably like look it up. I'm
Yeah,
kind of paraphrasing, but I thought that tweet was hilarious. No, just this
I'll
him,
definitely take a look.
yeah, him just going like, hmm. And it was so funny. Like, I was laughing so hard whenever they zoomed in on the coach. I've also never heard of that coach before, too. Is he like a
Uh,
first time coach?
I think he was an assistant that, excuse me, that just got promoted.
Yeah. But yeah, just the look on his face was absolutely hysterical. And I was just like, guys, stop zooming in on him. Like, you're gonna turn this guy into a meme.
I think he already has.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think they already did that with Beck and whatnot. So yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Uh, Can you actually show the tweet? Can you show tweets on the
Yeah,
screen?
let me just quickly bring it up. I actually don't have it on me, but I can quickly get it. Just gotta wait for my
Yeah. So
internet.
did you know that the Canucks? Interesting fact is the Canucks have won 11 times against the Hawks the last few years. I think it's the longest right now. The
Yeah,
only
I
team.
mentioned that at the top of the stream as a fun little fact that
Yeah, that's actually kind of
yeah, I think I
interesting. They've met 12
right.
times. Was it
Yeah, I think the
was it
other two
12
teams
times
said the other two
in
teams were San
shootouts?
Jose and Toronto.
San
I
Jose
don't
and
know if they said
Toronto?
anything about shootouts. San Jose and Toronto were the two like highest as well. They have beaten them
Okay.
11 11 times. All right, I
No,
found
but
a
in
tweet.
terms of shootouts, I think the Canucks and Hawks have faced off in 12 shootouts, with the Canucks now winning 8. Actually, no, it would be
Mhm.
13 and 8 of the 13. So Hawks have won 5 times.
Yeah. All right, here's the tweet. Me trying to figure out why do you challenge this man? Just that look on his face, like, oh man.
Yeah, I didn't think he would challenge either.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, was he like trying to like stall or something like that? Because there's no way that's gonna get overturned.
Well, you never know, right? You never know, but I think typically on, like, you would have a video coach that would look through it and say, "Hey, is this viable or not? Is this, if we challenge it, do we have a case for it?" When I was watching the game, I didn't even see that happening, and he's just like, "Let's just challenge it." Because maybe he
Yeah,
saw Bertuzzi getting all riled up and fired up and saying, "Yeah, that's a goal," and he just challenged it. That's my feeling, but I don't know. I didn't see what's behind the scenes.
yeah, probably. I do like this tweet from Vic as well. Let's actually see if I can find it. I thought this is actually pretty interesting. Um, Canucks had 3 multi-goal comeback wins last year. They have 2 in the last 25 hours.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
it is.
Obviously, Big is a good friend of the show. I had him on during the summer. He was absolutely amazing to have on. But yeah, there's that tweet as well, just above 11 straight victories over the Blackhawks, ties franchise record, or longest win streak versus a single opponent. And
Yeah.
mentions 3-0-0 with Shorty on the call. So hopefully Shorty is on the call on Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's an early one. I think it is him. They're
Yeah.
on the trip. But listening to Shorty's games, it it just feels so much better. Like, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. It's just, it feels like a game. When I was watching Prime the other day on Monday, it didn't feel like it. I don't know. It just, the vibe was so off, and it just felt like these guys don't know what they're talking about. They're like, "Oh, Besser's so big. Like, he plays a big game." Like, really? Like, get your facts straight before you go on. It's not even national, it's like international um streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we have a couple more on Prime because all the Monday games are on Prime. So I think this year there should be 4 games that's actually on Prime, which I'm kind of dreading right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't mind the Prime games last year.
Last year was good.
Just because it was
Last year it
something
was fine.
different. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just something different. But it does sound like they don't really know much about like the teams. Like they just
Yeah.
kind of go off the cuff. It's like at least do your. It's like what you just said. At least do your freaking research, beforehand.
Yeah, they definitely didn't prep for it. And
No.
yeah, but we'll see. Like, last year was a little different. I think the commentators and the color was different.
Hmm.
Their intermission shows were actually better. Um, but this year it seems like, yeah, it dropped off a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah, I heard on Monday they were really giving it to PD like throughout the entire broadcast.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't I
they
didn't
were.
actually watch the game on Monday. But yeah, they were like just giving it to PD, and that's one thing that I heard. And I was like, really? Like you guys are just gonna, you know, pick on PD this entire time instead of actually like doing your job and commentate on the game? So
The funniest thing is, if you look, it was like their first game doing it. It felt like it was the first game they were doing for the Canucks. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to call the game because there's 3 Pedersons." And then on the
mhm.
screen, they had 3 different PDs. If you look on X, you'll find that picture. And of the 3, there's 2 of them that are actually PD. They didn't have a shot of Junior, like of DPD. And I was just
Mhm.
like, okay, so do you realize what you're showing on the screen right now?
Yeah.
And for us, I'm still kind of like at this point right now, I'm not too sure what we call them. Like, what do you call Marcus Patterson? Is that DPD or MPD? And
I
then
call them MP3.
MP3,
Yeah. I think
isn't
I
it
heard that last year.
MP29?
Well, I think some people do MP29. I've always done MP3 just because I think I heard someone say that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of like, pretty corny and
Okay.
funny.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I've always gone DPD, and then obviously
Just
EP40.
PD.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think when the trade was done, when Marcus Patterson came, he just said the defensive Elias Pettersson, they just called him Junior. But right now, I don't even know. So I guess that's DPD and MPD and just PD. But yeah, um, that's pretty much all I had on in terms of notes for the game. So what do you predict for Sunday?
Sunday, I don't know. Definitely think it's well. None of these games have been easy for us, but definitely think out of the last two at least, they're gonna have to come out swinging for sure. Um, and Yeah, they're gonna have to come out swinging. Oh, 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 sorry. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, they're gonna have to come out swinging. In that first period, they're gonna have to come out strong. Um, and if they don't, like I said earlier, I don't think Magic's gonna strike a third time in a row for them. So
Yeah, it's an early game. B, it's against OV, and
yeah.
lastly, it's Washington. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, they're on a 4-game winning streak, but you never know because a lot of times the good teams they probably see the Canucks as being like an easy win. So you know,
Hmm.
there's that chance. And because it's early, it could be a lot of goals coming in.
Yeah,
But we'll
for sure.
see, right?
Hmm.
In terms of the
Yeah,
lineup,
we're
I don't know if they made any changes, but hopefully, they stick with what they have today, and not
mhm.
make any adjustments.
Well, yeah, hopefully they stick with that Abby line for sure. Because I mean, you can't break that one up. And
Yeah.
actually, I was looking on Twitter earlier. It looks like they might have a new name for it. I think I saw someone say the Arby's Bacon Bros or something like that. I don't know where that's from, but I think Quads actually tweeted out saying like we need to come up with a new nickname for these guys. Because even Shorty and Dave were like, what do we call these guys? The Abbey line or the Calder Cup line or what?
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny. We're about 49 minutes into this, and I haven't gotten to our comments. So I'm
Oh
gonna
wow.
quickly
Okay.
barrel through these because we got quite a bit. We got actually 35 people in here right now.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
First up, we got
Oh, Russell's
Russell.
here.
Russell's here.
Hey,
Uh,
Russell.
Alfred's here.
What's
Said he
up,
had his looks
Alfred?
tonight, only to suck in the shootout. I mean, yeah, he couldn't get that shot off. Alfred. And then, hey, it looks like Russell's on the dock, bench dock train already with you.
You know
So
it. You know it.
uh, we got Luke Patterson, B6R, saying Max Sasson is the GOAT. Definitely, like it's like what Matt said earlier. He thought Sasson should have been called up earlier. So I completely 100% agree with Matt on that. You got Russell. Sasson is the GOAT. Obviously, some goat emojis. Are those goat emojis? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Uh, Major General Tao. with what is that? Beer? Yes, please. I'd love some beer right
Yeah.
now. Major General Russ wants Lecker over O'Connor. Absolutely, absolutely.
No, but Lecker's right wing.
Yeah, true, true. 11-0 since 2021. I believe that's in reference to the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Um,
They've been
Major
bad
General
for a while.
not a good challenge. Absolutely. Uh, Also with the Major General, I guess it's true. He does follow Major General everywhere he goes. Um, more. Uh,
Garland and Kane can play both sides.
oh, interesting.
So, Russell, what would you suggest? If Lecky comes back in, you sit Doc, then would you have Garland play the left wing and then have Lekaramaki on the right wing with PD?
Major General says Washington scores 2 first and Canucks score 3 in the second. I don't know if Lightning can strike 3 times, especially against a
Yeah,
team like Washington. Maybe if they're playing like the Blue Jackets or something like that. Maybe.
Garland,
Um,
Garland, PD, Lecker. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that I could see happening too.
Gerald does ask,
But
do you think Lekaramaki gets back in the lineup for Sunday?
there's a slight possibility, I would say, but I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't mess up the lines right now. They're at least vibing. There's some sort of chemistry with the lines.
Mm-hmm.
And but at the same time, with that said, sitting Lecky out for this would be his if for Sunday, it would be his third game, right? And if you're gonna be sitting him in the press, what's the point? Might as well just throw him down to Abby.
Yeah,
Get some top line minutes. Abby needs it. They lost. They got shut out in Laval today.
yeah.
And yeah, Abby pretty much lost everyone, right? We like right now they only have Kratzov and who else is that down there? LeBate.
Abate,
Um,
uh,
and that's
Waters.
pretty much it. And Waters, I mean, he's an AHL lifer,
Yeah,
but
I think
yeah,
Waters played his first game tonight, actually. So
yeah, so you need something down in Abbey in order for them to win. Like right now, it doesn't look like they even have a chance to get
mhm,
back to Calder Cup or into the playoffs this year because pretty much all the good players are up here right now.
yeah,
And you're sitting out Lecky, you're like Mancini's up, um, DPD's up, you have the Abbey line, Sasson, Carlson, and Baines. You have Ratu that's up. So like what is down there right now that can make Abby go? It's gonna be
yeah,
very tough.
yeah. I mean, some could make the argument for uh, Willander, but I think I saw tonight he actually played well tonight. He showed a lot more than he has in the last couple games. I think someone said he actually looked more like a pro tonight, but I don't think he got well. He obviously didn't get on the score sheet tonight, but I guess that's one name you could say. But I totally agree. Most of the guys from Abbey are up for the Canucks, and you'd be silly to break up that Abbey line right now, especially after the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, to be very honest, I think I actually want to ask Russell, like, if since Ratu's being sat right now, like, wouldn't you bring up if you were to bring up someone, you'd bring up Ratu? Like, I would sit Doc and have Ratu come up and play the wing because Ratu can play left, and he would, and to have a line of Ratu on the wing with Bluger and Sherwood, dude, that's an awesome line, and I think Tyler and I were talking about it earlier. If someone gets waived, like Bluger gets waived, then Ratu can come in, and Ratu's face-off is not bad. So I mean, it's definitely doable, right? Hey Russell, you want? I should ask Tyler though, but if Russell wants to come on, we should bring him on, man.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Wanted to mention something. You mentioned it yesterday. You were talking about the Rangers game. Did you say you were going to be at that game?
Yeah, I'll be at that game.
All right, so Sam and I will see you at that game then.
Awesome. I'm actually going with Jordan.
No, right?
Jordan from Unleashed, or sorry, Uncensored. So we'll be at the game. And if anyone that is watching this stream wants to meet up, I'm not too sure if Clay is going to be there, but we'll probably be at the what is it? Legends locker room, captain or Legends locker room,
Yeah, Legends locker
at
room.
the intermission, and we'll just meet up everyone that's in the community, in the Canucks YouTube community.
Yeah, yeah, because I think I'll be in Clay's seats because these are
Okay.
tickets I got from Clay. Because I think it's a Tuesday, and I think he's bowling on Tuesday.
Yeah. 316 or 319.
I'm actually not sure. He hasn't actually sent me the tickets yet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But yeah, that was one of the games that I picked up. Um, so
Sounds good. Yeah, definitely. Russell, we can do that. We can do that.
yeah, I mean, we all have cell phones, so maybe I'll grab one of those like to go mics, or actually, you know what? Jordan might have a couple if he's
Yeah,
going.
so Jordan, apparently Jordan was messaging me and saying that we're going to be live at the Rangers game. So
Oh,
we'll see how we're gonna do it, but we'll definitely be in touch with you, Russell, and hopefully get something together
yeah,
and collab
definitely.
on this, and we'll be live at the game, and you'll be calling the games, I think, because are you
Yeah.
still streaming the games live on
Yeah,
your
I think he
channel?
is. Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
streaming the games live, even during the intermission, so we don't have to deal with Luke Gastic. Um, although I don't think we've seen him on the broadcast so far this season. Like,
No, not
knock
yet.
on wood, yeah. So
Um,
hopefully
on
it stays that way.
Tuesdays, probably not. Isn't it usually on the weekends that he does it?
I don't even know. I don't even look out for him. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just glad we haven't seen him yet. So let's keep that going.
Because even for a Friday game like tonight, it was weak. There were only two people
Hmm.
at the intermission, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, if you're on the stream, you're watching the stream, make sure you head over to Nothing is Perfect. Nothing with instead of the O, he uses a zero.
zero. Yeah,
The actual letters or the actual number zero, not the word. And he streams every single game. And hopefully at the Rangers game, which is Tuesday, I believe it's the 27th,
28th.
28th of this
Yeah,
month. He will be streaming, and we'll probably hop on maybe during the intermission, and we'll talk some Canucks.
yeah. So about 11 days from now.
I can't believe
Um,
it's so long. I mean, 5 game road trip. Yeah, it's
yeah.
just
Well, I think it's just after the road trip ends. I think they have one game before the Rangers one. Was it against the Oilers on the 28th? So
no.
as
There's
part of the
actually 2 games, so
no,
um it's actually the Habs on Saturday that they come back. That's the first game, and then right after on Sunday, it's Oilers, and then Oilers after Oilers, it's the Rangers on Tuesday.
all right. So there's a day in between the Oilers and Rangers game.
Yeah. And funny enough,
How
I'm going. I think I'm going to the Oilers game. Or I need if anyone is looking for the Oilers game, like I actually don't want to go to two games like back to back.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if anyone wants to, can reach out, DM me for the game. Um, and then to end off the month, the Canucks will be playing the Blues again. Um, oh, but that's away again for some reason. Yeah, it's the
Hmm.
away game because they played the Blues at home.
Hmm.
Yeah, the next 2 months are going to be jam packed, and the Canucks actually have, I think, 12 more back to backs within
Yeah,
for the remainder of the season.
yeah. I think they said 13 on the broadcast in total.
Yeah,
With obviously they just had one, so now it's down to 12.
yeah. So in November, they're gonna have a back to back in Florida. So Tampa and Florida, it's not too bad, but
Hmm.
yeah, the 16th of November, it's gonna be in Tampa at 2 our time, and then Monday it's gonna be 4. So they have pretty much 24 hours in between games.
Yeah, yeah. The 28th is the first one of the season for me. And then it's like a quick turnaround right after that. Is Sam and I are going to the one on the 8th as well, against the Blue Jackets.
Okay, nice.
And then they play the Stars on the 20th. That's the one that I go with Clay. So
Nice. And I think one of the streamers, one of the YouTubers is actually going to be streaming that game, I believe.
which one? The one on the 8th or
Uh
the 20th?
the 20th, the Stars game?
Mhm.
Or is it the one that is, or was that the Stars game yesterday?
No, because the 20th is when I'm going with Clay. That's our game like together. So
Because I remember there was someone on the 24-hour live stream that was going to be doing the Stars game.
uh, I can't really remember. But I
Yeah,
know
we'll
him and
check
I
on
are
that.
going on the 20th for sure. Is
Sweet. The
but
revenge
yeah,
game.
the eighth should be a good one as the day before is actually Sam's birthday. So that's her birthday present is getting to go see the Canucks. Hopefully shellac the Blue Jackets. That's why I picked that particular game. Um, but
It feel
she does want to go to the Flyers game in December though. So
Or the fly, yeah, because the Flyers are in town, right?
yeah, in December and they're usually here. Um,
The
like what?
last game of the year,
Like
once a
like
year.
like once a year they're in town. So she really wants to go to that one. So we're probably gonna try and go to that one.
I have
Uh,
tickets for that one if you want.
all right. Well, we should definitely talk about that because Clay
Yeah,
also said to talk to him as well.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that is one that she certainly wants to go to. As it's kind of a yearly tradition. We usually would at least a few years ago we would always go whenever the Flyers were in town, and she'd wear her Flyers stuff, and I'd wear my
Nice.
Canucks stuff. Um, Actually, I think it was a number of years ago. I believe it was the first one we went to. Between the Flyers and the Canucks, she was wearing her Flyers garb, and for context, my wife is a Flyers fan. She's from Philadelphia, just so you guys know what's going on here. Um, and yeah, she was wearing her Flyers. Like she wasn't wearing a jersey because I refused to buy her a Flyers jersey. She was wearing a shirt, and we took a selfie together, and she's all like, "Woo!" And then you see me, and I'm just like that look. And then I think the Canucks at the time were doing get yourself on the jumbotron thing. So I sent them that picture. I used the hashtag, and we actually put it on the jumbotron. Picture of me going as my wife is, going like woo. And I just thought that was hilarious. That actually made it onto the jumbotron. Um, I think it's on my Instagram, like way way back.
You
And
took a
then the
picture of it, right?
Yeah, I'll go look for it and then I'll send it to you just so you can see it. And then I think it was the last game we went to. I think because the Canucks, and actually that game the Canucks lost to the Flyers. So I was
Yo,
even
the Canucks typically lose to the Flyers at the end of the year every year. And it's one of those big shellackings. It's like a 7-2 game, 8-0 game. If you look back at the Canucks history, they when they play, it's usually on the 30th or the 31st. Just the last game of the year for the Canucks. It's a huge shellacking, and it's tough to watch.
Russell said it was the Twisted Wrister who said
Yeah,
he was covering the Stars game.
and it
So
was the last Stars game. Damn, I missed it.
thank you for that, Russell. Yeah. Um, so yeah, the more recent one that we went to, which the Canucks won, I do remember that part. I basically, did her one back. Was like, the Canucks were winning, so we did like a reverse where I went woo, and she was like, I mean, she had a mask on because I was when masks were a thing at the time, and you couldn't really see her reaction, but you underneath her mask, she was basically doing the same face I was doing, just going. But I don't think we got it on the jumbotron this time. But I'll
Like
send you
it was
that
one of
picture as
those
well.
Bernie Perron masks, right? Like the Jason
Uh,
masks.
no, she was wearing like one of the like COVID masks at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think she was like a little under the weather that day. So
Man, you know what? I really want to go to a Ducks game after I saw those masks that they're giving out. You know those duck
oh
masks, the
yeah,
goalie
I saw
masks?
that.
Damn, those look so sick.
Yeah, with the Wild Wing, the Wild Wing masks. Yeah.
Yeah, and the eyes, and it's so sick. Like I would love to get my hands on one of those.
Yeah, I have to admit, as much as I love Finn, um, definitely hands down, Wild Wing is probably one of the better mascots in the NHL.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely better than Gritty.
Don't let
Does
Sam hear you say
Sam
that.
actually watch these? Does Sam actually watch these streams?
I actually have no idea. I'd have to ask her.
Okay.
I'm surprised she doesn't
Because
hear
it
me.
because it just feels like every time we bring up the Flyers, I'd be busting on Sam.
But yeah, she does love Gritty. But you have to admit, you know, you can't really touch the Philly fanatic. Like he is so good. Even looking at it from an outside perspective, the Philly fanatic
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah.
Just in general, when it comes to like mascots.
That I agree.
Yeah.
You know what? You should have another guest that comes on. One from the Golden State that lives in San Jose. And you can talk some
uh,
Sharks. Yo, the Sharks are coming. Oh wait, that's in December. Yeah, you should collab with him and do a stream about the Sharks, man. Oh, they have a back to back on the 28th of November. So they go to San Jose, and then the next night they play the Kings. So that could be something you can consider.
I'll probably consider it. We'll see. Um, see what's going
Yeah.
on for that. Let me just can see. Is that anything or everything that I wrote down for my notes?
It feels like
Yeah,
every time we do these streams, it's at least an hour. So it's this is
yeah,
another almost an hour 15.
yeah. An hour and 9 minutes. But yeah, and I still have some shorts to edit and cut up for between with me and Matt. Um, but yeah, it's like what I told you earlier. I had a blast doing that. I wasn't nervous at all. For those of you that may have watched it earlier, I wasn't nervous at all. I thought the interview went really well. Also, I want to point out, Russell, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to your question. I only had 20 minutes with him, so I had to kind of like cut some things out. I had a bunch of questions for him that I wasn't able to get to. There's obviously certain ones that I wanted to get to, but hopefully I can have him on again in the future. So it, I mean, I don't want to, speak for him, but it sounds like he's open to it. So, but yeah, he was great to have on. I can check off Matt Sakaris on my list. I have him under dream guess, so I wasn't expecting to get into that category. Once again, I need to thank Gerald for that because I was too, chicken shit to ask him myself, at least in person. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed that interview. He was great, and I'll admit I was pretty pumped up after it ended. Honestly, him and I probably could have talked for like 40, 45 minutes. Um, I would have asked him about, like Team 1040 those days. And I did really like his answer with that question that I always ask everybody, which is, what's one thing you would change in Canucks history? Obviously,
2011.
yeah, obviously everyone's going to probably say that 2011, which they have. I think I've had a couple where they've had a different answer. They've talked about like, draft picks that the Canucks have had. I forget who it was. It may have actually been J Pat who said, drafting Pasta instead of McCann. I thought that was a great one. Um, but yeah, he did say 2011, and in particular, he referenced the riots. And he told us a little story about how he was at Rogers Arena when the riots were happening, shortly after the game, about to go into the dressing room to talk to the players. And then he said he got a text from a friend saying, your city's burning right now. So I thought that was very interesting to hear his perspective from that. And he's, 100% correct on that. That was obviously something most Canucks fans, I would think, would want to change, not just the result of the game, but what happened afterwards as well.
I mean, they have a movie or a documentary on it.
Yeah.
So it's very unfortunate that, something like Vancouver is known for that. But yeah, it actually makes us worry, or makes me worry too, because I think in 94 there was something similar too, just not on that level.
Hmm.
But 2011 pretty much tops everything. It
Yeah.
was just very unfortunate that, we just had the Olympics
Hmm.
and the world knew about Vancouver. And then all of a sudden, we have the playoffs in 2011, a year after, and all this happens, loitering, burning cars. I mean, there's a lot of pictures that look really cool, but it looks
Yeah.
like it's from a movie, but it's actually real life. And
Yeah.
I mean, thank God there weren't people that were injured to a point, or people that lost their lives, but still stuff like that shouldn't happen. I mean, everyone cares about the Canucks, everyone cares about their sports team, but it shouldn't get to the point where you burn down the city, right?
Yeah. Definitely. And yeah, I mentioned to him briefly that I was actually there downtown during the game. Ended up leaving after the second period because I figured, oh, the game's over. There's no point in still staying. So I ended up going back to the North Shore, walking off the C bus, turning around to go look at downtown, and that's when I saw smoke. And then
Yeah.
I get home, I turn on the TV to watch the news, and then I see literally where I was standing, which is right in front of Post. Uh, there's a car flipped over and set on fire. I was literally standing right there, like probably within 30 minutes.
It was on
From the
Georgia, in between the library and Canada Post, right?
Yeah, yeah, right
Yeah.
there is where I was literally standing, probably like 30, maybe 40 minutes prior to that car being flipped over. So that to me is still to this day is crazy. That I was literally standing right there, and then I leave, and then next thing you know, it's the car's flipped over and set on fire. So
I mean, thank God you left early. I mean, I remember because I was not in Vancouver at that time. I was actually overseas. We were
mhm.
obviously we did watch the whole entire playoffs. I was in Asia, and God, the games were early in the morning. I remember it was one of them was like 6, one of the early games when it was in Boston, it was I think 3 a.m. for us. Um, and it was tough watching those games in the morning. And when we saw game 7, we're just like, holy crap. And I had friends that messaged me and said, hey, oh, we're downtown. This is what it's like. And at that time, you could actually, by that time, you can send pictures already, right? And seeing
Mm,
those pictures were just, wow, this is our city. It's just so scary.
yeah,
So
definitely.
so hopefully if the Canucks make it again, the city has precautions that they have set for this, and it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's one thing that it sucks about that whole thing is we'll probably never see those big screens, out on the streets again, or at least not for maybe another 10 or 15 years. But more
It's
likely
already
we won't
been
ever see it.
by next playoffs, it would have been 15 years. So I think it's been
Yeah,
enough time. Like it's already another generation of Canucks now.
yeah,
The
but
ones that the ones that were rioting on the streets are I don't know, probably already they're not going to be the ones that are on the streets anymore. It's going to be the
no,
younger generation that's going to be on the streets, and I think they're not as crazy or irresponsible. Well, I don't know. I can't really say, but it just feels like there could be. Like where
yeah,
CBC used to be, that's where they did all the screens, right?
yeah, yeah. I
And
remember that.
if seriously think about it, if Toronto can have the Raptors, I can't remember what it's called, Jurassic Park, like
Yeah, Jurassic Park. Yeah,
where they have people watching the games. If Toronto can have that, why can't Vancouver have that for the Canucks, right?
yeah,
Even Edmonton has the ice district, and that's where all the bars and everything are. And then that's
yeah.
where they put the studio. Like I was there 20 last year, so 2024, when the Oilers went to the first Stanley Cup, the first one, not last year. And man, it was crazy. But you don't see people, riding and doing all that stuff, even though they lost, right?
Hmm.
So Vancouver needs to sort of learn from other cities.
Yeah, yeah. Well, especially
As
with
much as
Toronto.
we're proud Vancouverites, as much as we're
Yeah.
proud Vancouverites, there are some that are out there that don't represent Vancouver, right? But it's
Hmm.
unfortunate that the world sees it like that. And um, we just want to go out there and say, you know, the team means a lot to us, but we're not going to be doing things like flipping cars, loitering. Um, just, I mean, especially thanks to Clay, we're trying to spread positivity, even when the Canucks aren't
Hmm.
winning. But if they get to the finals or if they're in the playoffs and stuff like that happens, we should also be responsible for our own actions and, stay positive if they lose a game here or there and show the world what Canucks fans are.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hit the nail right on the head with Jurassic Park. There's obviously a lot more people in Toronto than there is Vancouver, um, from like a population perspective. So if they can do it, why can't we? Hopefully, we do see that again. Like, I do understand why it's been as long as it has been uh, without it, but hopefully, maybe they, as you just said, they learn from other cities, learn from the past, maybe increase security or something like that. Just do something for the city and for Canuck fans to enjoy. So,
I mean, if that ever gets to the point, I think they shouldn't do it downtown. They should do it
mhm,
at a park somewhere. So in the summers they have movies at parks for people, for kids and
mhm,
all ages and all that. So if they have it there and they have the games broadcasted and you have all these people gather, Canucks fans for a place to watch. I think even during the 23-24 playoffs, like Surrey did their own thing, Burnaby did their own thing. Like as long as you have something like that, I think it's okay because having it downtown and having those problems, that opportunity for it to happen is just too high of a risk. If
Mhm.
you're, but with that said, it also kind of sucks because if something does get rowdy, it's going to be in residential area if it's near the parks as opposed to businesses. But for businesses wise, they're not going to be people going in and bashing stores and loitering and doing all. They're
Mhm.
not like I wouldn't see people going in and destroying people's houses like unless they're like, you know, I mean, even Mark Carney today. I mean, I don't like to talk politics, but recently in the news, Mark Carney has passed saying that it's going to be harder on criminals that break in, that steal cars, that have these organizations that are stealing cars, stuff like that. So with harder restrictions, I'm pretty sure people aren't going to go and break into people's houses after Canucks loss or something like that. So um, I guess parks could be an option,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
we're jumping the gun. This is game five.
Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of jumping ahead a little bit, like already planning the parade. I mean, I did do that hot take. What was it on Clay's 24-hour live stream where I was like, Blue Jays are going to win the World Series.
Yeah.
I know after today, I know. And then next year, the Canucks are going to win the Stanley Cup. And with Abby having already won the Calder Cup, it's going to be like a trifecta. I know a lot of Blue Jays fans are probably like, really? After tonight's game, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm still pissed off about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
you haven't talked about it all stream, so
there's a reason for that. And I'm really glad that the Canucks won in a shootout tonight, or else I would have had a hard time doing this tonight. But no more Blue Jays talk. We're an hour and 22 minutes in. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about the game?
no,
Or
I think we reached everything today. And
yeah,
are there any more comments? I think there's like two more. Oh, it
I
says
think it was a few more
Russell's
from
joined.
Russell. Yeah,
Yeah, so talk soon. Thank you for dropping by, Russell.
yeah. Hopefully he sees this later on. But yeah, definitely thanks for stopping by, Russell. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support, and definitely hopefully we can do that Rangers game and hop on with you, do some sort of collaboration. If not the three of us, as in me, you, and Jordan, at least
Yeah,
hopefully one of us. Who knows? We'll definitely for sure have to talk about that for sure. I'm totally down. I'm not planning a post game show for that game just because I'll be at the game. Uh,
or we
but
could
yeah,
just do the post game
definitely
show
for
at
sure.
the arena.
Yeah, we could definitely do that for sure. Um,
We could probably do it at the sports bar.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, totally.
I
I mean,
mean, I
heck,
mean, Jordan has his like gimbal and everything, so he might do that there. But in a sense, like you could do a collab doing the line change with Canucks Uncensored, like a joint thing,
yeah, definitely.
and then just tag your Instagram, tag your X, tag your like all your medias, right? And then
Mhm.
we could talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. And who knows? Maybe I will actually go out and get like a one of the same microphones that Jordan has. Just so I can have one on my own. So I can also
Yeah,
do if I'm ever at Canucks games, I can quickly do something instead of just holding my phone up to my
yeah.
face and whatnot. So yeah, definitely, we'll definitely talk about that with Russell for sure and Jordan as well. Um, but yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. This has
I
been
just have to show
great.
off my jacket first. See it?
Oh yeah, that's dope.
It's
Okay,
actually a Canucks, buddy. I love this. Anyways, yeah.
yeah, definitely. I actually I was wearing my Blue Jays hoodie earlier, just like I was wearing when I was talking to Matt earlier, and I was like, okay, I need to throw something on over top. because that's how pissed off I was. I was like, I got to throw something on. And I almost actually grabbed that Horvat jersey that we were talking about yesterday. But then I went with the Luongo one. So,
I
but yeah,
thought about that after I got in the stream, and because we were talking about it, but if I come back on again and if we continue to do this, I'll wear that Sprite jersey, and yeah, you'll see the Miller jersey on the 28th, right?
28th. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be wearing that jersey on the 28th, and you guys can see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you
Apparently,
for joining us. Thank you for having me again, Tyler.
yeah.
And remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I actually sent this link out to one of my Canucks in Hong Kong groups. So I don't know if any of them are watching. They haven't commented. One of them messaged me about it, but hopefully we get more subscribers for you and get this channel rocking.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, on that note, talking about the Sprite jersey, apparently Sam wishes she would have gotten one of those because she
Oh, really?
absolutely loves those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder to find, but
Yeah,
I think
definitely,
you,
definitely.
yeah. I regret not getting one without the name. If I just got it plain, it would have been fine.
Mm.
Um, so like ongoing, I think if there's any special jerseys or whatnot, I'm not gonna get a name on them. Like, because it's better to have a jersey that doesn't have a name that when you're going to games and people like that. Like we had that
Yeah,
conversation last time. Like
yeah,
Horvat doesn't play here. Why would you have a Horvat jersey on, right?
yeah,
So yeah, ongoing like going forward, I think it's best to not get names on jerseys. It'll cost you less at that point, and also you can wear it longer. Whereas now I
yeah.
can't really wear it. So
That, and you can also always just go to like a sport check or something. And if you really want a name on it, you can just take it to a Lids or a sport check, and they'll do it for cheap compared to
yeah.
actually having that price involved when you buy the jersey.
No, the reason why I got it at that time was because I think it was at the end of the year. I brought it in at the end of the year to get it stitched up,
Okay.
and season ticket members get a discount.
Mm.
So it cost me cheaper than lids. I think it cost
Yeah.
me under $100 to stitch up.
Oh,
So
well.
it was worth it. Yeah.
Well. Um, Sam did mention because we were having a conversation earlier today about me having you on last night, and she did mention she doesn't like the Johnny Canuck one. That
Okay.
I think Jordan has that one of PD with the Johnny
Yeah.
Canuck on the front. I don't understand why. I absolutely love that one. I think
Yeah.
it's great. I'll admit I'm not really a fan of the lettering, but I can let
Yeah, the
that
lettering is a
slide.
little off.
But I
Yeah.
do like the logo itself. And you know, going back to the Sprite jersey, I know you weren't a fan of the salmon red. I actually have that old salmon one. Like I don't have no idea where it is. It might be actually in storage. But I had one of those like red, dark blue ones. It didn't have a name on the back.
That's good.
I think it was an old. I want to say Coho or something like that. Was the person who was doing the jerseys at the time. And then when I
Yeah.
was actually playing hockey, I put my own name on the back. Like I had a
Tape.
friend or something like stitch it onto the back without a
Oh,
number.
nice.
So, but like I said, I think that's in storage somewhere. But I do have, and it's super small. Last time I wore it, it barely fit because it was when I was like 10, 11 years old is when I had that jersey. But I did like what they did with the switching out the colors.
Yeah.
I've always thought this, and I don't know if I'm, you know, alone on this, but I know a lot of people are like, bring back the white skate jersey. And I'm like, 100%, absolutely do it. But what if they had the skate jersey in the current like blue and green colors? Do you think that would sell?
That could work. I
Yeah.
mean, it would really depend on the design, but I could see that happen.
Yeah. Like, I've always thought that that could be a great, like, not necessarily retro reverse, but like an alternate jersey. Just take the skate and just do the colors blue and green.
Or just make the Canucks Orca black.
Or that. I think that's definitely
That'd be pretty slick, man. All black jerseys, black helmet, black gloves, everything, all black, but with an Orca in the middle. That'd be so sick. But I mean, I can see the skate in these colors as an alternate. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah. If there's anyone still here, go ahead and let us know in the comment section down below. Would you guys like that? A skate blue and green, or it's like what Gerald said, a all black with the Orca? Would you guys like that? Let us know in the comment section down below. Once again, thanks for hopping on, Gerald. I really appreciate it. Definitely gonna have you on again. I'm actually starting to like this whole you and me doing post-game shows. Obviously, I'm more than willing to have you on anytime you're like available to do so. So who knows? Maybe we'll have this as a permanent thing going forward. As I always find it's great to have someone on just to bounce back and forth. Definitely makes things a lot easier. But as what Gerald said earlier, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to, boom. There we go. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications if you haven't done so already. You guys can also find The Line Change on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. As you can see there, at The Line Change on Instagram, The Line Change on Facebook, at The Line Change on Instagram, Line Change Man on X, and the TLC Podcast on TikTok. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. And if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated. Any last words, Gerald, before we head off?
That's it. This was fun, Tyler. Thanks again for having me.
Yeah. Well, that is the Line Change post-game show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, a big thank you to Gerald for hopping on. We're going to make this I don't want to say permanent thing, but looking forward to future.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
We'll definitely talk about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, Gerald, thanks again. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.